Hi, can you see me? Let me just adjust the light a little bit. So I don't actually know what was going on before. It seemed like to be a little network issue. And yeah, so now I'm there, hopefully. Let's just continue with what we were doing the last time. So we started to write the trailer track. So let's just continue with that. Let me switch my screen here. Oh, hi everyone. Wow, there's a lot of going on right now. I didn't expect this. 7 people already. No, it's probably like 2 are from the service. Yeah, 1 is Stream Elements. Yeah, hi. Hi. I see all the names. Yeah, familiar names. So welcome back. Let's start continuing what we were doing last time. Actually, I did one thing in between. I just fixed this little, let me just, okay, do it like this. I just fixed that little thing here with a drum root. So it sounds a little bit, yeah, still not spectacularly, but it now matches the tone of the. But let's not start in the middle somewhere. Let's just hop in from the beginning, what we did so far. Yeah, bam, and then we're now back in business. So let's just, I'm not really sure if we should have this percussion part at the very beginning or somewhere in the middle. We could also try to introduce some orchestral stuff. Let's just see what we're coming up with. I'm not really sure. I think that sounds pretty big already, so I'm not really sure if this would be an too much for the beginning. So we could start, maybe we could move it and start something. Let me just how would we do it? Let me just copy that part here. And let me just, oh, what the fuck? Just listen to it again once more. Yeah, let's have a little whoosh in here. And then we just, let's load something. Let me just load something from, I think we may go with a Jaeger, a little Jägermeister here. Taking one of these sound design whooshes. Let's use some of these hits. Just turn the volume down a little bit. Where I am. Keyboard, where are you? Today everything seems to be like, I don't know, disconnecting. This is not true. Today is... Oh, I see. Sorry. Here we are. This happens when you play too much before you go live. I have to get used to this. Okay. Let's use a smaller one and then... So it's always a little bit kind of a drag to find the exact point here. So I always put the track on solo and then just try to remember where the hit was and just move it manually. Most of the time it works. I mean, you could still, you know, render it to audio and then go from there. Let's see if that hit. Maybe a little bit. It's a little bit late. A little bit more. It seems to work. Okay. Yeah, let's just introduce some orchestral stuff, right? Just for the sake of composition, there is one missing. So we just do it like this. Let's just try to come up with some yeah, let's go with some of the Nexus horns. They are pretty cool, actually. And just try to find them. So what's this? Oh, here's the brass thing. This is the trailer intro horn. There is another horn somewhere. Was it in the synth edition? I don't see any brass. Hollywood action trailer here. No. Epic collection. I think here we are. Gigantic epic horns. Exactly. I mean, again, these sound a little bit synthy-ish, but I really like it because I mean it's already a hybrid track anyway. So I should get the, you know, let me just close this window here so I can see the chat a little bit here. Yeah, right, ostinatos. We will have ostinatos. A lot of them. Just let me just try to come up with a little bit of a and then I would also love to get, let's just save first, and let's load a, let's actually load the shimmer. It always sounds funny. We definitely have to layer it with some other horn here. Okay. Try to come up with something as easy as possible. Let's fool around a little bit. It's a little bit too loud. Yeah, let's do it like this. No. I don't want to have any too many in-between notes. Let's go with that for a moment. You can still change it. It happens all the time to me. I don't know if you're familiar with it. I call it the red light syndrome. That when you just record something, as soon as you record it, it's gone. It also happens to me with guitar. I can play, like a part perfectly 10 times. As soon as I hit record, we will probably record some guitar soon, so you will experience it firsthand. Okay. Oh, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Let's just copy that part once more just for arranging. Okay, let's go with this. Let me just copy that. We need more tension. I still have to find that. Okay, let's do it like this. that key command to make it all, like equal, every track, every channel equal in size to the screen. Okay, let's just load some more, another instance of, and add some nucleus staccato strings. Section strings. Just want the full thing here. Full ensemble strings. Spiccatos. It's always a little bit hard to play with the latency, but I just can probably just put it down to. Then I have to put it back. I mean, there's a reason that there is this negative delay in there, as I explained in my video, which I did a while ago about nucleus. So you just need this pre-delay, this negative delay, to get the legato and everything right. And it's actually pretty cool of Audio Imperias that they put minus 125 milliseconds on everything of these instruments. So in general, then you can put each track to minus 125, so you don't get confused when you put, for example, just a staccato patch or a legato patch in there. Okay, let's try to come up with something like this. Yeah, usually this is the part where it should go something like dit, 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 but I just want to avoid this. So I set the latency to, yeah, stupid me. I set it back. Yeah, whatever. I just put it in here. Let's put this track to minus 125, and we are back on. Unreal Tournament vibes, yeah, kind of. Did any songs of yours made it into movie trailers? Yeah, actually, yes. There was a lot happening longer time ago. There was one, I had music, I think, in one Harry Potter trailer in the Deathly Hallows part. I don't really know. It was some kind of a media usage. So I tried to find the trailer because during that time there were like probably 20 Harry Potter trailers around. I tried to find my music, but I didn't succeed. There was also another one in the Sherlock Holmes, in the first Sherlock Holmes trailer, in the international trailer, and some another trailer on the Comic-Con trailer of Pacific Rim that was pretty cool. I think I remember that the last time I checked, it got like 5 or 6 million hits. It was a track by Epic Score, by the way. To be honest, I don't follow it. I mean, also the movie licenses also got a little bit, more rare, because the main focus of all the music I release is on TV. So currently, when I check my BMI papers, my quarterly check, the quarterly documents you get, it's probably like something like my music is currently being used in like probably like something around 50 shows or something, but you can't really follow it. I also don't have a TuneSat account currently. I should get one. I had one actually, but I was just using it to follow the tracks. But yeah, it's just, you know, I mean, you see these the usages always on the quarterly, you know, documents when stuff has been used. So yeah, it's just TV, mostly TV stuff. Let's not make it too simple here. Thanks. Yeah, the permission to die demo. That was a lot of fun to compose for action strings back then. Yeah, it's been a while. I probably should cram out this session and do a little video on it, but it's always like when I think it was like 2000. I don't know, 2013, 14, something. I don't remember. There are probably a lot of libraries. I just, you know, deinstalled or plugins. So it will be like one of these sessions where you just dig everything up and try to connect each of these things. And also stems wouldn't help that much in a tutorial video, right? So we'll just try if I can dig up this session somehow, because this was always on my mind. Also, let's try to come up with something like this. Yeah, this is something I recently mentioned in the Cubase forum. Why, if I hit D, duplicate, that I can't put it like exactly here? I know I can do this in the, you know, if I hop over to the to edit in place, I can just use the, oh, come on. I can just use the range selection tool and go with this and do it like this and hit D. Yeah, then it works. But it would be so awesome to just go in here, go in here and just, you know, do the same like this. Well, let's do it like this. And then, oh shit, I deleted my, no. Yeah. And I should hit D or something, and then it always pastes right behind it. So I mean, that makes sense too, but most of the time it would be cool if you just intelligently recognize what's going on and then put it directly on the next one. But anyway, it's just all these little things. But if you do these things like, you know, 1 million times a week, it adds up on time. So in the end, you look back at the year, at the end of the year, and you see it, and there's just like, you know, there goes 2 or 3 hours of your life just spending to hit the duplicate notes right on the one again. Let's do it. Let's make this a little bit more musical here. Whoa, why the double notes? What is happening now? And just make it. Well, probably just, just have to assign all these things to my, where was that, functions, delete doubles. Okay. Great. Okay. So put this like this. And let's just simply go in here and do the octave duplicate. I already assigned this to a macro, so that's okay. And let's turn the upper one a little bit softer, because I think it always sounds a little bit more real when you just turn this a little bit down. Okay. Something's not right here. Now we have to and let's just copy this. Just listen to the whole thing here. Here. And now let's end at the okay, exactly on the last 8th note. So let's put out these, get rid of these here's another one. this one? There's probably a little bit of stuff playing here too. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so I should name my tracks again here. Tonal risers. Let's name this for a moment. 4 bars. That will probably be the stray light. I just want to have the risers. So let's pick another one here for this. Maybe let's go for this. So most of the time it's, yeah, it may be a little bit boring, but sometimes I use the same sounds just to see for you know, for the sake of the arrangement where I am, that I can just finish the track as fast as possible. I mean, in the sense of having that red line again, and then see what I have to change or take out and replace, and or, you know, mangle. But let's also put this one here. So okay, and now I just put this one here too. Here we are. Oh, I think the mod wheel turned up again. Yeah, the heat was on here. So we have to be careful here that there is no mod wheel going on, because this sometimes is a little bit tricky when you have, you know, a heavy hit like this, and suddenly you do something and then you just go to your mod wheel and then it's all distorted. And yeah, so there we are. Hi, Jan. Okay, now let's make this horn a little bit realistic, because it doesn't sound that awesome as I thought. But it's good for layering, because it has a little bit of a certain thickness to it. And as always with the Nexus patches, let's just rename this so I know where I am. Also, this is the Audio Imperia. Now let's do it Jaeger hits. Nuclear strings spiccato. And now let's go for a little. I think we should add a little bit of the. I should just load this. Where are you guys? Cinebrass Pro, the 12 horn patches. Let's just load the true legato patch. We probably don't need the legato, but okay. There's some balls in here. And let's add another. Let's copy that Valhalla over to. Okay, there's some modulation going on. Maybe just put these two. So let's make it like this, and scene samples, horns, 12. Legato to be sure what we're doing. So we just in case you don't know, let me just move the mixer over here. So I did it actually wrong in the last video. I was really surprised why it didn't work, because I didn't select the channels, and then you go right click and then you hit add group channel to select the tracks, and then you can pretty easily say, okay, you know, something like horns, and then you have that track. Let me just copy that over and delete it. This I don't understand. This is another thing I don't understand. Is there any way of deleting plugins directly rather than just scrolling up and then just, you know, say no effect? I don't know. I didn't find it so far. So that's definitely too much reverb. It's too much. Do another save. Let's just copy that. And re-record the mod wheel. Why are you now an octave? Maybe we record this one. Let's do it like this. Should be a little bit longer here. And this also. Yeah, when I play horns, I always tend to do a little bit this. Because most of the time you don't hear horns going like. So there's always a little bit of. So it makes it a little bit more realistic, even though it doesn't it doesn't really matter on this track here. I actually don't know. Search for no effect. Yeah, maybe that should work. That I just go in here and say no effect. Yeah, it works, but it's funny that you have to type no or something in it and just not go in here and just hit the right click and just delete it or drag it somewhere. Okay. Okay, let's just listen to what we have. So we should here leave a little rest here too. And then go down a little bit with a softer part. What do we come up with? What do we do? Yeah, maybe we should. Okay, let me just bring up. Yeah, that's maybe a good idea. Let me just bring up another context instance here, and let me just load. I'm sorry for. I still have to do it until a specific date when something new will be announced. So far I have to just hide the my file structure, so I'm not hitting a specific library which will be released soon. So let me just load this patch here, which is actually one of my libraries again. Actually, though, something is not really right with the tempo here. Yeah, it is. Maybe we just use half time, so this would be 36, 63. Let's load another patch here. No. Yeah, that sounds more like it. But I just have to. Yeah, let's try this one. That sounds pretty decent. I think that's, for me, it's always the hardest to fill up these little these parts where there is not a lot of action going on. Okay, structure-wise, so I know that I have to put in another riser at the end here. Let's use this one. Let's do it like this. We don't have to play the full thing. And then we should... Let's come up with something with another synth and just load something. What do we do? Let's load. Let's try Hive for no. I think I know what we have to do. Let's load the repro 5. Takes a lot of CPU, so you can experience, we could experience some crackling, but hopefully it's not in the future, because I received the confirmation that my new machine has already been shipped this evening, so it should be there by tomorrow or maybe in the next 2 days. And then I have a lot of resources. Let's actually use this. No. Maybe bring the... Yep, let's use this one and put a filter on it. I already used one here somewhere, so I could just copy that over. and also use a to get rid of the Yep, and then put another Valhalla over it. Yeah, that's a good idea. Concertino violence over it. But I definitely want to layer it with something synthish. Let's see where we're going. Okay, so we had this. So I just want to create this melody from the notes of these things. I really like to do this when I'm composing, that I'm hiding melodies of the, let's say, the main melody, the lead melody, and put it in little arpeggios somewhere in the back. Hey, Serious Mastering, how are you? Yeah, thanks for the hint. I will just have to see how I get this done, but yeah, it's an 18 core, 3 gigahertz. It's actually one of the new generations. I think what are they called? I'm really bad with all these names. The 10980 XE something. So it's the 18 core 3 gigahertz, and they have been shipped today. So right this morning, the company received the CPOs and put it in there. And what's also in there, like 128 gigs and actually 12 terabytes of space, because currently I have like 3 drives and they are like half terabyte, and the other one is I think like all in all like 2.5 terabytes on sample drive. And it's really like you get one library, or you purchase one new library, and then suddenly you have to think about which one you move from the older ones, and then suddenly you have to open an older project, and then you have to get it back and move another one, and then it's like Tetris playing, So I really decided, hey Clay, how are you? I I remember that the last time you had an appointment at the dentist, so seeing you alive is really good. Yeah, so I decided to go with 2 4 terabyte SSDs, Samsung SSDs, yes, and to have some decent space. Yes, I really went wild. I really had to. The thing is, I don't like to buy some, like cheap stuff or something, because I really love to have quality stuff, which then lasts for like 7 or 8 years. Because this one, the machine I'm currently working on, I faked it a little bit, because I put the new specs in my Twitch account, down in my CPU computer specifications, and I already put the ones from the new, so you could actually check on the below on the Twitch channel. I wrote the specifications of the new machine, because I was too lazy to cram out the older ones, because it was just a few days of waiting time. So yeah, but I really like I really like to have some decent machine, and then I'm pretty sure that I could work on this for another 7-8 years, because I just want to have, and even with the graphic cards, I put like a 2080, a GeForce in there, because I just love the game, and I spent my whole life in just putting, like cheap graphic cards into my machine. I think I never paid more than 200 or 250 bucks for a graphic card. And then this time I went with a 2080. So I should have some fun on that side too. What about backups? Yeah, that's a good question. I actually, I could slave the old one with Vienna, but I'm not a fan of Ensemble Pro. I had it and I used it, and I was always tweaking things, and in the end, I didn't know what instance I had to load for which project. So I totally dumped this, and I don't miss any of the CPU or that I run into some power issues or like hiccups or anything. And with the new machine, I think I have a lot of resources anyway, but I'm not a fan of this. I mean, I understand that it frees up a little bit of CPU from Cubase and also the RAM, but it's just happening on the same machine. So it's of course redistributed a little bit, but I mean, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. No, it's not 6,000 euros. No. I think it's probably like 12 or 1,300, but not 6,000. And what about backup? That's a good question. Actually, I have, can you see that here down here? I have Backblaze on my machine. So this is like an online backup service. And I also have a little QNAP behind somewhere below the TV. You can't really see right now. So I'm having that to avoid. And also I eventually, once every 6 months or something, I buy an external hard drive. I mean, they're really cheap now for like, 50 bucks or something. And then I just put all my projects on there, which I have recently worked on, just to have it on safe spots, like 3 spots, like 2 in the house and also 1 external one with Backblaze. Let me just... Let's quickly play this line. Maybe I want something. Just want to have some. I should automate some distortion over it with a plugin or something. Okay. Try something like this. Yeah, that's right. Decapitator works on everything. I should create my template like this with one decapitator on every on every track, just for in case I just want to use it. Let's keep this. Let's keep the tension here for a second. Let's actually try this. Let's automate some. There's also one thing I really don't understand, why you can't switch plugins when I just drag this and drag it in between that, you know, like Valhalla is sitting in the middle of the KHS filter and the EQ, the Fab filter EQ. Yeah, maybe I'm just too picky. Okay, let's put some. And yes, that's right. Let's put it behind the reverb, because I don't want the distortion to be reverbed. I just want to have the reverb sound distorted. Let's do it like this. And can I just automate this? Can you taste burgers? No, I can't. This what I think every plugin should have MIDI learn. For some, I mean, let's do it like this. Oh, stupid me. When the button is so big already, and I still hit the wrong one. Hey guys, thank you for following. So let's just bring this distortion up. It's a long reverb, actually. We maybe make the size a little bit smaller. Yes. Maybe we should render this to audio later on and just bounce this one and just cut the reverb really hard. It's still going. It's just then. Just turn the feedback down a little bit too. Yeah, something like this. And now I just have to have some something glittering in the background. What do we use here? Let's load the let's load the Nexus again. Hollywood action trailer, epic collection. There is one. This is exactly what I want to have. Just have to. Was it something with butterflies? I don't know. So yeah, wild harp. That's probably. Something like this. Maybe use something like this. Yep. Oh, come on. And then we have to have 2 bars of rest here, and then we go to the end part. And since it is all right now on the root key all the time, because it's getting too boring, it's like we just make it a little bit more, you know, can I say that, theatralic? Dramatic. Let's use this word. Yeah, right. Probably talking to Hans, but I think probably like all these technical guys have a lot of do all the technical stuff with him. I mean, I'm not sure, but I mean, I think I'm okay, you know, because it just, I mean, in the worst case, you could still call the support and ask how you could do this. But I'm not really sure right now if there is some metal breakdown always and everything. What would be a problem with the distribution of the cores in Cubase? I think it's already pretty much core optimized. So I'm not really sure what the problem is. So maybe you can enlighten me. Let me just scroll up. But I think because you explained it already. Yeah, but I think you said, yeah, I will probably contact the support and they will be able to help me. I just see there are a few more people in here, so hi to everyone new. I actually still too stupid to check the chat to see who's new in here. I just see who followed me last, and it seems like there's a lot of people in the room who already left. So it seems like it's a summary of everybody who visited. I mean, yeah, and listened to. I mean, we could make this a little bit more. Let's just do it. Let's just load another filter on here and make this a little bit more live by just hit the read or the write button real quick. So it opens up this lane. This is pretty refreshing to see. Why is it still on read? You just set something to write and then you just move one little button. Why did you disappear, by the way? Stay here with me. It's already always on top. So I just do a little bit of an automation again to just have some filter going on. Something like this, maybe not so much. What is this? Around 35. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I will see. I mean, I will see tomorrow. Maybe the company I ordered the PC from knows some stuff. We will see. I think it's just, you know, like a few things I have to take care of, and then everything works. Everything works all right. Okay, bar 62, we have to just open the pants. Trombones. I need trombones. Let's load another nucleus instance. Let's load the full brass. Let's make sure what the I'm not really sure if I like this, but I mean, most of the time, you know, it's always a little bit of a good strategy. If I'm not really sure if something works, I just don't mind about it. You know, I just come back on the next day and see if I come up with something new, because I see you know, I like to spend my time with the things I want to work on, or I have instant ideas, and then I just go from here. I mean, as you can see, I don't know the fuck what I'm doing with this track. So I just started it. I didn't have an idea. I didn't sketch out anything. I don't have anything in my head. I didn't prepare myself for hours. I just jumped in with, you know, to expose myself with all the things that can happen when you are about to write a track, because I think that makes it a little bit more honest, rather than sitting there and saying, like, you know, I just have everything. I composed it, you know, like on these cooking shows when they already prepared this a week before, and then they know perfectly what they're doing, and then they go on TV and like, you know, look what I can do. So I don't want to do it like this. How do I like putting that pressure on me? I like it pretty much because it just drives me. You know, it puts you out of your comfort zone. I mean, obviously, if if you're streaming for years now, like other guys, it's totally natural to them. And to me, yeah, it already it's kind of natural. But I mean, I know that I could literally just throw up in front of the, in front of the camera, and all would be on there. But so you just have to live with it. But I mean, it's just, I like everything what is pushing you out of your comfort zone. Seriously. So this is like the only way you have to go. If you about, and that's why I always preach to people, that they should get like a social, to push their social networks, to have like, providing regular regular content to their channels. So they, I mean, as I mentioned many times before this, I mean, I'm probably repeating myself like an old tape, but I mean, basically everything what I did during the last 15 years, all the companies I work with, it happened over forums or social networks. And so it just works. You just have to deliver content on a regular basis, and just have to get over this just in case you have doubts, and just jump in front of the camera and do things. You just have to do it. The rest comes by itself. So I think I remember I loaded trombones. No, I didn't. Let's try something like this. And then another break. Let's go something like this. We can change harmonies. That's the beauty of working with MIDI. You can always change notes later on. But yeah, as I mentioned before, I just love to have that red line that I see where my track is heading for. And then once you see that point from 0 to 2 minutes and 30, yeah, we're almost there. That's cool. And yeah, once you see that layout, that complete, like the basic structure, then you can go in there and just fill it with, choirs and little percussions and transitions. Oh, that trailer brass. Yeah, that's actually Octave Rising. Thanks for the follow. I'm still a bit confused where this sound comes from. It's actually Nucleus. I mean, I really love that brass, because it's really like, let me just mute my Oh, and another follow, Rock Dagger. Thanks for the follow. I really like the nucleus. No, not just the brass. I mean, I like the entire library because there is something about this sound. I mean, let me just load the classic mix because you could. I mean, it doesn't make much sense when you just switch between these two on the already. You know, in Germany we have this word when it's like pratzen, when it's like really blasting out. It should be really obvious when you compose like an entire orchestral track and then change the mix here. But I really love how this thing sounds. I mean, Audio Imperial basically said that it's like a library for beginners. But when I did that video testing the full library, I was so amazed by how everything sounds. And actually, let me just, you know, for the sake of, since we're together here, let me just load one of the solo instruments because they sound so beautiful. Let me just load the solo violin. Let me just load a few of these solo instruments. Thanks for the follow, Rich. Thank you for the following me. Let's load the solo cello here. It's just beautiful. I mean, let me just also load the solo flute and the Bohemian violin. Yeah, I didn't play it. I don't have it. But I love this. I mean, I love the whole library because everything sounds so cool. And the sound is just really pristine. It's really clear, pristine. And, you know, it's just, it seems like, especially when you layer it with other stuff, it really, you know, adds to the whole thing. So you could, you know, spend time to set up, you know, like, for example, cinematic studio strings or something to really have some detailed strings going on. And then you could just, you know, layer everything with a nucleus and it would just sound nice because even so by nature, for example, cinematic studio strings are a little bit more, you know, not dull but maybe a little bit more dark. And so it sounds pretty natural when you just layer it with something which is a little bit brighter. Yeah, you guys talk about the Bohemian stuff. I definitely have to check it out. So I'm just hungry for something to check out again. But there will be so much more coming. I'm not really sure, but I think I will probably stream a lot during this week. During next week, definitely during the next week, because there will be some stuff going on, but I don't want to. You will probably see just 1 week away, and so let's just add a little bit of a. And then we have another gap here. So it's also really, if you ever want to, or if you are, composing trailers, or you're about to compose trailers, just, you probably may say it doesn't sound right to have so many gaps. So you should at least have 2 gaps, after the intro, or between, or let's say at the beginning, before the beginning, or after the end of the middle part. There should be just gaps of 1 or 2 bars, simply because when it's trailer music, you want to have, the cutters be able to cut the music to the trailers. And just in case if they need a little bit of a longer break, they can do it, because you give space to them. And this is the most important thing when you have tracks which are, of course there are tracks which are just, just in 1 bit. But I think, I know that the chances are higher that the track is going to be used when you have these gaps going on, so they can fill it up with sound design and everything. Yes, Spitfire libraries. To be honest, I have Albion, and I think I have Albion 1 and I have Albion 3, but I don't have any from the other libraries. And, there's one simple reason. Back then, when, for example, all the orchestral stuff was announced, there was, please correct me, I don't remember the exact order, but there was, let me just switch a moment to the chat mode, so I'm a little bit more in the foreground. The thing is, there was like, I don't know, I don't even know which package was first. But then there was there was some kind of orchestral strings, and then there was suddenly a studio version, and then there was the symphonic strings, and then the same happened to the brass, or the other way around. I'm not sure. And it seems like, at least it feels like, it happened like every 2 or 3 weeks. And then there were like 2 or 3 re-releases of Albion 1, and then some stuff mixed together, and then suddenly there was the BBC stuff. And I felt like, seriously overwhelmed. If I would have left like $5,000 or something to just, spend for libraries, I would have probably get them all. But to be honest, it was just like that point that I thought, why should I get one? Because there was probably something new coming out next month. And not to forget Hans Zimmer strings. I would have loved to get them, but actually, yes, the only reason I was looking to get them was hoping for that, traditional spiccato stuff. And then, I also know that they delivered a new package of like a 60 gigabyte update, which is really cool. When does that happen? Then there's like a, an update. You know that from Call of Duty probably, that there is like a new gaming update, which is like 60 gigabytes big, when you just sit there and want to play for half an hour before you go to bed or something. And then you just say like, oh, I have to download like 20 gigabytes. When does that happen? So this is really a cool thing. And I didn't check it out so far. I was just working too much. So let me just get back to the main window here. Let's see what we can do here. So we just listened to that thing like the millionth time. Let me just... I actually don't want to use, because there's... Let's just turn it around somehow. Let's do something like this. Forgot to record, but that's cool. Retrospective record. No, why don't you not? Why you're not working? Maybe I just... Okay, again. so hard to play with that. I should set it back, but to 0. I always forget to set this back to 0 latency. So, but we can do this like this. This is also what I find really important when you know, do it like this already in the beginning of the track. You will probably end up having a bit of trouble to get more dynamics going. So I really love to just have it like here. Oh man, maybe I shouldn't. Before I start talking, I should check how I got the previous parts and everything. Yeah, so it's pretty low actually too. Let's set this to minus 125 already. What is my favorite piano? To be honest, you know, the least thing besides electric guitar libraries, because I'm a guitar player myself, I probably still work with the... Oh, with Serious Mastering, thanks for the following. I still have... I still, you know, use the emotional piano, which was back then released by Tonehammer, I think, when Sound Iron and ADO was still one company. If I would update something, if I would update my piano stuff, it would probably, I would go with Will Bedford's piano, with new piano, because it sounds awesome. And the Orchestral Tools library, yes, of course. I recently did a video for Time Micro. I just have to check if I'm not confusing, because there is also a library which is called Time Macro, but I think it was like that's kind of embarrassing. It was Time Micro, yes, it's still in here. And I also have the, I mean, I can. Why are you here? So it just go away. Hybrid keys. Yeah, I got the strings, and I got all the woodwinds, and I also got a Time Micro. And I mean, these are, yes, basically my, you know, my to go. Like when I would work with a full template, it would definitely have all the Orchestral Tools libraries in there. Yes. No, you can't see my second screen. Yeah, but you probably won't see what I'm trying to, you know. What you will see next week. So let me just work on that a little bit. We should probably make it a little bit more, a little bit thicker, and just. Oops. One more here. Okay. Just one too much here. Actually, two. Just watch the harmony. That's a third, so let's use this one here. Make it like this. Then we just have to move this one. Yeah, I could have done this all, yeah, you know, because so we could, you know, add some staccato choirs doing it. Or maybe some counterpart melodies. I mean, that's like, you know, when that's how I compose, you know. It's really boring when it comes to this, and I do a lot of, you know, what is going on here? There is a tempo change in here. No, probably just a dot. Yeah, getting the structure done, because I mean there are a lot of guys who just slam on the keyboard and just playing it. I mean, I would probably get a MIDI controller, a guitar MIDI controller, and play this all like this. But I mean, even if I would have something like this, would be probably the same, that I need that long, because I really want to, yeah, just you know, because I'm constantly thinking about what I'm doing and what I could change. Okay, let's what do we do now? We could already do like a, let's do the first the first orchestral group track here, and let's move this to where's my, oh, here. Let's put this over here. So I like to have this tidied up, you know, like that all the group tracks, especially from the orchestra. I mean, let's do already one for, yeah, I mean, it's like synthetic horns. It's not really like, doesn't have to be in that group. But anyway, so the next thing I'm doing is having some more EQ on the strings, always, which is cutting a little bit. Could do this with something else, introduce a little bit of more glimmer. I always like to do this no matter on what strings, to just get rid of this between 3 to 4K. I mean, it's pretty well EQ'd with Nucleus, but most of the time I just like to drop this, because it really feels like there's this going on, and I feel most of the time when you put it on the entire ensemble, and also you're leaving. Yeah, thanks for being here. What was I about to say? Yes, using the EQ on the strings to get rid of that 3 to 4K, because it always feels like taking a little bit away that midi-ish sound. So especially when you put it on legato strings, octave legato strings or whatever, just try to get rid of a little bit of an. I think I got it from some Cine Samples tutorial. I forgot actually the name. Was it Tim Starnes, who did a tutorial about how to EQ strings, and he also, gave me the, how do you say, like this inspiration of just trying it and fooling around. And it depends a little bit on the library where you're doing it. If you just whatever library you have, you just fool around a little bit of how many dB you get off. I mean, as I said, with Nucleus, it's pretty well EQ'd, but most of the time, here, let me just open that up again. But most of the time, you just have to, you can always lose a little bit of like 3 dB from around here. And it sounds pretty cool when you do that on legato strings. I mean, just, try it. Let's move that to the... Sorry, always gotta, how do you say, dry throat? So I always have to, this typical going on, kind of a little bit annoying, but yeah. It is a pretty dark right now. I mean, it's also probably my arrangement, because it's probably not the best, because it's like stacked up like chords, but I will take care of all the stuff when it comes to mixing, and because most of the time, yeah, it pushes them back a little bit. It gives you that little bit of the feeling that it is a little bit to the background, and it also helps when you put, I mean, in combination with reverb, so you always have a little bit of that feeling that it's not like in your face, and it sounds a little bit nicer. So I feel that that is always the disturbing part when you have too much, or when you have, because you add stuff when you play, when you just, especially in the trailer genre, it's a lot like. There is always 500 strings going on, and it's always a little bit unreal. But I mean, as I said before, in the trailer business, it's not really like, I mean, especially with hybrid tracks, orchestra is always an additional element. I see it as an additional element, as I see, the rock bands or guitars. I mean, if there are any, or synth, or whatever. So you just take a little bit of a portion of it, or from a rock band, you probably go with bass or just drums, and don't have a traditional setup of, and you also leave away the cymbals. So everybody would say like, oh, why don't you put the cymbals in there? Yeah, because you have the orchestra playing cymbals, and you have probably some hybrid loops going on, so you don't need additional. And I think it's always also a good thing to get rid of cymbals in trailer music, because I mean, if somebody would miss a cymbal, this is probably the easiest instrument to put in, because all it does is like in the final track. Of course, there's a different, I mean, I don't want to insult any percussionists out there, but I mean, this is probably the easiest instrument to fill in, like low hits or slamming hits, and or cymbals. Yeah. Yeah, I should definitely let the horn players breathe a little bit. But I already put it like in the beginning. I think they are pretty cool by holding by this long. I mean, probably I could still divide it. And or did you mean the horn players here in the beginning? Because there's a lot of space still going on. So let's come up with some. I definitely want to change the patterns of the percussion up here because I can't do it all the time. Like, so maybe we could go something like. Let's try something like this. Fucking mod wheel. I actually want to see one keyboard developer who gets the mod wheel shit right. Because sometimes it happens like when it just jumps off and just goes somewhere to around 100. And then you just have this filter in here. You know, the wheel where it introduces the what is in there currently. I mean, I could turn it off. Yeah, don't waste any time with it. But let's do something like this. Oh, I should. Something like this. Red light syndrome. Should do it. So ding, 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 ding. It's a little bit more down here. Bit too loud. Yeah, no, there's there are so many things I could probably do it better and improve, and yeah. That's why I love to watch, that's why I really love to watch other channels because you always learn something, you always end up learning something, which is the cool thing, by the way. I just think I use these I could just copy these over to have some pulse going on. It's almost not there. Ding, 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 ding. Now we do it like ding, ding. Cheesecake Galactus, thank you for the following. Let's make this a little bit softer. Let's use this one here. No, it's too much. Where is this black thing coming on? Oh, I didn't know this is changing. No, it didn't change. Why is it? Why would it was just black? Thanks, man. Yeah, I think it will. It will definitely sound more dope when we come close to mixing and all the additional instruments are in here and the choirs. But I mean, it's always, you know, interesting to see how it develops. Let's change the last one too. Let's make it like this. Let's use it like this for a moment, and then we just get we need something Oh, I just rendered this to audio because of what? Because it was that little storm drum thingy. So we did definitely need something big, which is let's load some heaviosity. Maybe we should get some of the mastering sessions. Come on, where are you? Oh, here they are. Let's work with this for a moment. I think we should use the dry ones. Is there some room stage in here? So let's just get rid of the stage. Yes. Balls. Sounds pretty dry, but oh, let's save it. Yeah, let's lose all the 3 keys. So I probably should turn the volume down a little bit. Yeah, that's what I love doing when you don't really know what keys you should use. Just use all. But we have to do some stuff. So let's load some of the virtual mix rack here. Let's really slam them. It was always a funny thing when I was back then in the studio recording with my band, and we did a part, and then I always said to the guy, "Can you just compress it?" And the guy was just, you know, taking that knob and was just moving it like 0.5 millimeter to one side, and is that good? And I was always like, fuck, I could just go to that knob and just turn it like, you know, to 11 or 10, and then just, you know, of course, fine adjust it. I mean, not just saying like compress the shit out of everything, but I mean, it's kind of funny to see that. I mean, I'm just using the compression here anyway to just make the stuff a little bit more pumping. Could actually be some more. Well, let's just play the part like this. Let's just use these as fill notes. It's enough. Yeah, Heaviosity definitely is like everything is no-brainer stuff. I mean, I actually didn't get the new piano, but I definitely should. But it's, you know, I'm not using piano very often, you know. I mean, if there's one thing sometimes I find a little bit annoying is when you listen to trailer stuff and there's like this ding piano going on in the beginning. And yeah, you know, if I should write some ballad album, you know, some romantic piano stuff, I will probably update my piano stuff here. But it's kind of, you know, I mean, it's maybe because I'm a guitar player, but then again, no, I mean, I don't have I think Forzo was really, you know, passing besides me because I was really busy with other stuff during that time. But from what I heard from the demos and what people said, it's really a cool library. So, and now let's just copy that up to the next one and then copy that up too. And what we're doing now is we just humanize it a little bit by having some randomizing, like 8 something. And now you get really this. So it sounds a little bit, when you have it straight, could also do some more, maybe like 10. So there's a little bit of a difference. So it sounds a little bit more, you know, it sounds a little bit more wide and sticks through the arrangement. But we should also what I also like, let's do that actually, let's do this right now. I mean, I have to rename my tracks again because it's really like getting heaviosity. Oh, it's actually the Ensemble Woods. I just wanted to have the, well, it sounds good too. So if the sound was right. I just wanted to load. Yes, I want to, let me load. What do we use? Yes, there's an older library which is called Juggernaut. And there's a drum kit in there. And this is actually, it's called Syn Orchestra Kit. Just probably turn down the volume a little bit. And if you listen to it, I mean, it really sounds kind of what is going on right now. No, these are all the... When you mix them up, let's use these. Because they add really like it's almost like a snare, like a the, how do you say, like the snare like the chain, the carpet, like the little, you know, at the back, you know what I'm talking about. This is called snare. I think this is actually the snare on the snare. And the heaviosity library that one should have. I mean, it depends if you want to have if you're talking percussion, because I would recommend every library of heaviosity to you. I mean, a Novo is pretty cool. Oh, right. Actually, I don't have the Mosaic voices. Let's do something like this. Oh, I still have the randomize thing on. I have to find something to just switch off randomizing, turn it on and off, maybe for like, you know, going from 0 to to 10 or something. Yeah, at the end, we definitely have to go with a dun 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 with a little bit of a crescendo. The half-off sale ends tonight, but I think they probably have all the libraries are reduced. Okay, the next thing, now it starts rolling. It was a little bit, we already have quite a bit of, yeah, it's nothing. Maybe like 20, exclude 30 tracks around. Yeah, there will be a lot of more tracks coming for effects, and then we will render some stuff and reverse it and chop it up and do some sound design stuff, so everything doesn't sound boring like the typical like some typical trailer track which is not done. So the next thing, I already know that I want to have some, the things I really like is from Symphobia 2. There is, in the Dystopia section, there is a trailer hits category in here. I definitely have to turn on the... There are like 2 keys in there, which are... These hits are really, I really have them probably in every... So you get the smack from this one. There's definitely some string bows stuff going on. And something else, which is big. Something like this. I think I don't have to care about automation for this one. Yeah, I think too. It should probably, there should be another sale before Christmas somewhere. And but yes, I mean, Heaviosity libraries are really top notch. I mean, it's basically all, it's definitely no-brainers. What do we do now? Actually, let's just hear it from the beginning. And I also think it's like, we already have like, what's like 2.5 hours. sounds not really, we should definitely have some. Let's also change. Let's do something like this. Let's use this here. So let's make it. Yep, something like this. One hit. Yeah, let's do something like this. Let's check the groove at the end. Yep, I think that sounds better. So there's a little bit of, because especially after this part, nah, they don't stick. Yeah, we will have all these simple things going on later on. Should also probably get some more drum brute stuff going on, but I don't really I don't want to. Maybe let me just try how this sounds, but I will probably record this later on because just turn on the distortion. Yeah, because I have the fuzz factory going on in here, so I will probably, put this on the track too, and just, introduce a little bit more of these distorted things here. I don't know yet. Actually, I don't know where we use it. You will probably hear it on some. Yeah, I probably have this on some album. I don't know. Maybe in the near future. Maybe I will just, I don't know. We will see. I will definitely have some tracks, where I just, probably make the stems available, stuff like this. So I will just, come up with whatever I feel like, whatever people, would love to hear or see. And but maybe it will be on some album in the future. I don't know yet. what's the Nexus 1 patch for the part in between? I'm not trying to backseat you, but maybe have it pitch up with every step too along the riser. Yeah, I mean, we could try all this stuff, in the later on, just doing like pitching stuff or. This is also most of the time I'm just trying to drop in a lot of stuff and then just leave it there, like bringing working material to building a house, so you have all the the sand and the construction stuff and the boards and the nails lying around, and you just put them probably into the places where you use it later and then start constructing. So yes, I think in the end we definitely have to have a little bit of a. So I'm just doing this for, just having the track done as a rough sketch. So we should probably have some end part and going something like. Something like this. Maybe let's record this and maybe. Give me some clip. Oh God. I should program stuff. Yeah, almost. I think I have too much latency going on, and so I think I'm currently working on the 512 buffer size, so it's like. Why do I have not triplets? I don't know. Not excellent. I think it should. Something like this. And we need some more tension at the end. So maybe like maybe 4 times. Something like this. Maybe I'm not sure if we do the yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Thanks. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there slowly. I mean, trailer. You mean trailer music? Trailer music in general, the structure. So, well, the most important thing is that you have these gaps going on. This is really. I mean, of course, it depends on the music. Let me just switch back to the chat here a little bit, and. That you have these gaps in there, that you have an intro part, that you have a middle part, and that you have an ending part, and maybe you can use like between the ending and the very very end, maybe you can put another gap in there, and this is very important for the cutters because, I mean, as I said before, of course this is music and music is art, and we just try to be, artists, but sometimes, you know, if you have a blues track, it's like 145, or you have a jazz song, it's like 251, and it's always. And if you have a church song, it's always amen at the end, and if you have a Sting song, it's always early one morning. So this is like, I mean, I'm making this kidding a little bit on the Sting, but there is a lot of songs where he just sings like early one morning or something, or when I woke up this morning, and but this is important for the structure. And if you and trailer music, the main purpose of trailer music, and as I said before, I'm thankful for all the fans out there, and the whole trailer community, which is really one of the best. But there is just this structure you have to do, because the first thing, the main purpose of a trailer track is to sell a movie. You just have to go to the theater and sit down and check out the movie, the trailers in the beginning, and say, fuck, I have to see that movie. I have to, let's go there. And then you have like the, and so it has some effect, you know, on you when you're just hearing these low trombones, or the typical Brahms, or the clusters and the risers and the build up. And so the most important thing is to have the structure down, that you have this intro part, the middle part. You know, it varies, of course, as I said before, depending on what track you have. And also the most important thing is when you have trailer music, when you're going for movie trailers, you always have to be somewhere in the range of 2 minutes 30. If it's like a TV track, you can have something like 1:30, maybe 2, something like in between 1:45. And yeah, what else could we say about the structure? I mean, of course, I have this little bit of a, maybe we could introduce that slam again in the end. You know, just let me quickly like, maybe we could put this in the very end to just have it. Maybe, I don't know. We will see. I don't want to decide this tonight, but maybe. I mean, it's basically that little part is a little bit off, but it could be also welcomed, because a cutter or an editor may say, yes, let's use this for the middle part instead of the, you know, the low part here. Maybe there's some element going on, some shocking scene or whatever, and they just need to cut in that little bit. So, yeah, what else could we say about the structure in general, about trailer music usually? Maybe I find something later. Maybe I have some idea. What do you mean? How was my experience with working on games so far? What do you mean exactly? Just go in here and just do a little bit of that ending in between. Let's do one more, but I already know. Maybe let's introduce these things here. These horns, these rising horns. Let's put these in a higher frequency in here. I mean, like. It in the beginning. I'm not sure. Maybe you should have this longer. No, that's the tip. Make it really like have to make it shorter. So what automation do we have in here? The pitch wheel. Let's bring this up here. Yeah, that sounds okay. Let's try it like this. Who are you? Oh, working trailer, and it's a different experience. You know, I'm one of these guys who really like to work on different things. If I would just work on trailer music for, you know, like 1 or 2 or 3 months, I would probably go crazy because I always have to do something in between, which is different from the workflow. I honestly pretty much get annoyed pretty fast, which is not really like an advantage, but also on the other side it is, because I always stay productive in a sense. So I'm not running into that, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with my life, and, you know, all these things. And I mean, I was just kidding, but just work-wise. So I really love I really love working for games in between, because it's completely different. Because, I mean, trailer music, you just compose and it's one track, and it's just that track. It never changes. It won't change. It probably changes when some trailer editor maybe cut it in a different way, you know, like rearranged some parts, but you have no influence on that. You just finish that track and that's it. But when you work for games, you probably work with different layers or cue points, and these layers may vary. Maybe sometimes you have like a little bit of a suspense track in the which is like working in the background, and then you have a loop. So you have to make sure the loop is right, and then you probably, you know, put some percussion to it. And let me just change the window. And then, you know, you introduce some percussion stem or whatever. So this slowly fades in or whatever once there are, for example, enemies are approaching, something like this. And it's a completely different workflow. Sometimes you have hit points and it can get really crazy. Sometimes you have these, you know, different moods like suspense, then you have action, and then you have like, you know, normal setting when, like, for example, in an RPG, you have someone walking through the woods, you have like a neutral track going on, and then suddenly there is like suspense because the distance between a monster and you is getting closer. So you have like this area, you know, calculation or algorithm going on, that there is like a monster in between, you know, like 30 or 50 meters away from you. You can't see yet. And then once you see it and it attacks, or maybe it's triggered, the attack track will be triggered when the monster attacks or you attack. And then you suddenly have the percussion going on. And sometimes there is like also cue points that are completely different cues coming in when there are just, you know, like 1 or 2 enemies, but also 10 or 20 enemies. So the tension changes again, the intensity changes again, and then you suddenly have like, you know, 20 people fighting on stage, or, you know, in that scene right now. So you have to think of a lot of things, actually. I mean, if you're not coding all that stuff, or, you know, have to work with Wise or all these implementing editors, it's pretty much to think about everything. But it's a different workflow, because it's a bit more of a challenge, because film composers, of course, it's challenging to work. It's probably the most challenging job. But, you know, the scene never changes. But in games, it could happen that the player decides to not go into that cave and do something, or fight against that monster, and just fleeing and going back to town and eating something, or getting to a new on a new level or something, leveling up. And this is always different. So you have to make sure your music always works, and no matter in what happens. And with film, or trailer music, it's always the same. So it's a little bit more static. Yeah, and the multidimensional is probably the best word. I even had one, I remember I was working for one game and we had to compose neutral tracks in terms of harmony. So we had to work with root notes and fifth, because depending on when the team was winning, you had to introduce some major chords. And when the team was losing, you introduced some minor chords. So you really had to make sure that the entire neutral track was working with fifth and the root only. And suddenly when you had like these layers of thirds coming in and the positive stuff and the epic stuff, that this was probably, or obviously the winning team, for the winning team, and also the minorish stuff for the losing team. So that was pretty, F mod. Exactly, that's the word. So I just have to read up a little bit. Yeah, I was working with yeah, I know. They censored on Wolfenstein, yeah. They just censored a little bit of stuff. But I think it was pretty they just did it on the initial game. And on the two following games, they were aware of that. They didn't want to get into that trouble of changing lyrics again for the, because Germany is so wimpy. I mean, seriously, I have to say it. I mean, it's just like, it was a terrible time, but it was history. And, we just have to live with it. And I don't see any sense in of course, when it comes to glorifying lyrics or whatever, that's right. But there wasn't anything in there which was really like glorifying. And so I had no problems working on it. And in the end, it was like smashing and bashing Nazis anyway. So this is always a good thing. So I loved working for the game. Yeah, I think that you broke your brain about game composing. Why that? Let's just see where we are right now here. No, let's just quickly bring it to the top. And then end the track here. So that was already worth it, that little... something like this, and then we are probably close. I mean, we have probably like 5 seconds left of air in the beginning. So this is like a solid 2:30 track we're having here. Yeah, I think I would call it a day for composing. And yeah, I will definitely continue working on that track. I'm not really sure if I would be able to pull up that track next week, because there's actually, I will definitely stream because there will be a lot of going on. And but I'm not really sure if we could continue composing on that track on the next week. Maybe I polish it in the meantime, so we don't need to waste like like another 3 or 4 sessions with that track. But yeah, for now I think I will just have a night of sleep or a few nights of sleep, and then check how this track will be how this track will look like with a fresh mind, and then go from there. I'm not saying anything. You don't need to, try to, the simple reason is I signed an NDA. And if you sign an NDA, you don't want to fuck up things, because it could be technically your last video you're doing. So you will be really careful about what you say, what you do. But there will be a lot of stuff coming on also in the future. I can also say that there will be also a new giveaway coming along. Yes, I need also the confirmation on another thing. But if that works out, there will be also another giveaway. It will all happen before Christmas. So probably one of you guys could be 1 or 2 libraries richer later on. And which would be really cool before Christmas, right? So yeah, I think I will just leave it for now. I will leave that track for now. And maybe I'm back tomorrow with another stream. Maybe we could do something else tomorrow, and then definitely some new stuff coming along on the next week. So I would just say thanks for watching, and have a good night, have a good day wherever you are, and hope to see you soon, and hope to see you next time. All right, take care. Bye.